Hey, it's Peter Bowden. So I just had a great conversation with a ministry team about membership, digital culture, and staffing. We covered so much in a short period of time. Fantastic. And I wanted to catch you up. The issues we talked about, I think if your congregation is wrestling with social media, how to use that, membership issues, this is for you. All right, so one of the things that we're dealing with now is that digital culture has radically changed the way people make decisions, how we learn, connect, and make important decisions in our lives, including whether it's buying a car, researching houses, books, products, and also connecting with congregations. And the digital path that we take to learn and make decisions, including joining a congregation, is really changing the way we need to respond as congregational leaders and orient our membership efforts. So previously, before the internet and social media, if you wanted to connect with the congregation, you had to go check it out and explore and spend some time with the people and ultimately, decide if that congregation is right for you. Years later, explosion of social media, internet, smartphones, if someone mentions that a congregation is fantastic, or you hear about a congregation, or you have some need and you decide to research a congregation, you do a search, like 80% or more of the time it's probably on a smartphone. You do research, you're checking out the congregation, and the information on their site, and also associated social media, so often we start with a website, is going to help you decide if this congregation is right for you. Now, there's a huge shift. It's no longer, hey, I want to check out. There's a continuum, so there's always exceptions. If I'm checking out a congregation, we're trained to use the internet and all the information we have available to make smart decisions. So if I'm going to make a decision about a congregation, increasingly I find through my conversations with people and research that we're not using the information online to decide if we want to visit and learn more and then maybe join. We're using the information online to try and make a decision. Is this congregation right for me? So that means we need to be welcoming people online, sharing information, orienting people to what happens in the congregation. Some of the kind of education we would do with newcomer classes, what's a Unitarian Universalist, that content is the content people are looking for online. So think about your classic path to membership. Instead of just showing up on site and getting involved in learning there, we need to create a process where people can learn online, have all their questions answered, and arrive at the decision, I think this congregation is right for me. And when they decide that, we need to be proactively supporting them in actually visiting the congregation. So we talk increasingly about a planned visit strategy where you're on the website, you think, wow, this is right for me. You click to plan your visit, and there's a way to RSVP and say, all right, I'm going to be coming on this Sunday. I'm going to get an automatic email response. Share information, get an automatic email response telling me, what do I need to know? Where's the parking? Orienting to key issues on that Sunday. And by signing up right then and there, plan your visit, instead of when visitors show up, you're trying to collect their information and orient them then. When people are online and are trying to decide, is this congregation right for me? We're letting them know we're going to guide you through your visit. We're going to send you the information that you need, and you're going to start building a relationship with people who can answer your questions. So a lot of the things that would result in people, maybe not following through with the visit because they're not sure, there's not enough information, we can start using our websites, social media, especially video, to help build relationships with people, to educate them about the congregation in ways that we used to just do on site. And so I think the important thing is, as we're looking at staffing or volunteerism, we need to think we can't just have our membership process, our membership staffing, volunteer or paid, be oriented towards when people show up on site. I talked to some congregations, and the portfolio for the people working with membership is, all right, once people show up, we start doing these things. No. Many people are making a decision about your congregation, increasingly a number of people, online, determining if the congregation's right for them, like online dating. So you have to have information, great information about your congregation online. You need to show your congregation through video, photos, and use the digital tools we have, including social media, to have people from your congregation show up and engage with people, like actual hospitality, welcoming presences, and let people know, oh, you have questions, I'll answer them. On your website, you have an FAQ, and if somebody doesn't have all their questions answered, well, you can have a place where they can submit that. You could have a place where they click something and that question goes to someone at the church and they could get a live chat. We have to be right there online with people to help them decide. So if you start thinking about whether it's volunteer or staff, if you think about, all right, because of our culture today and digital technology and our smartphones, if we want people to visit our congregation, we need to help them decide, not that they're curious, they're already curious, they're visiting the website. You need to help them decide this congregation is most likely right for them. Like, you're actually getting to the point where they're almost ready to join. Like, that much information. We have to provide all the information. Most congregations I see, the websites, I'm constantly looking at websites, not enough information. There's not enough faces, not enough videos, not enough people showing up online, educating people, informing them, offering invitations, being helpful, okay? So obviously there's always going to be people who show up, who visit, and are looking for information. Often they've been to church before, but the majority of people, I think you're going to want to be welcoming into your congregation. You're going to have to be proactively supporting them online, okay? And really just know, if you tell yourself, all right, if people are going to join our church, our congregation, they're going to make the decision before they visit. Well, what do we have to do to help them do that? Well, you have to provide the information. You can move the content from membership classes to webinars, Zoom webinars. You can record FAQs. You can record orientation videos. What's religious education like? Use your smartphone with a little tripod and record videos with key staff and volunteers. Show people what it's like. Show up online and educate and orient and greet people online. Get them to the point where they're like, yeah, this place is amazing. I'm ready to join. And then on your website, have a place where they can click plan a visit, and you get their contact info then. If they have kids, you get that information to your family ministry or children's program. When they show up, you know they're coming, and they know you know they're coming, and then you don't miss each other. I'm constantly hearing stories, especially as I speak on these themes in congregations, preaching or seminars, that people will be studying congregations online for ages, and when they finally realize they think it's right for them, they go, they visit, and they're underwhelmed by the response. Like, they're expecting a golden buzzer, confetti falling from the sky because they showed up. Not literally, but kind of in their heart. So if we really meet people where they are online, trying to make this decision, and help them arrive, help them along that path, we can just give them the support they need. Obviously, you can't replicate your congregation online. You know, you have to let people know, hey, there are things we do that are amazing on site. We are a face-to-face community first, but we want to help you engage with it. Here's the information. Here's the people answering your questions. And whether it's paid staff, volunteers, teams, we need to make sure we're supporting people when they arrive in person, and especially that we are moving more and more of our education and orientation and welcoming functions online. Otherwise, if you don't do that, a growing percentage of people, month by month, are not going to connect with your congregation because your membership process is out of whack with today's culture. That's just the trend I see. There's some ways we can hack it to change it. I'm doing more trainings talking about things like how do we set up a plan a visit strategy and orient greeters, such and such and such. So that's just the conversation I just had. If you have questions, let me know. If your congregation is concerned about membership, maybe you're not having as many visitors as you used to, this could be part of the reason. There could be a lot of other reasons too, but this is part of the dynamic. That's it. I hope you guys are having a great day, especially if you're watching this later. And hello to my live viewers. Hi. Send me questions, because this is something I'm wrestling with, trying to figure out how do we hack our websites and do things to make it easier and easier for people to get the information they need to connect with our congregations. That's it. All right, how'd I do? That was like 10 minutes. That was awesome.